Welcome to A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host, Monique Robinson, where we highlight, celebrate, and recognize students from all over the country who are doing great things in the classroom, community, and athletics. Every student deserves an opportunity for hope and a future. So let's celebrate our students, the next generation of teachers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and future leaders. Join us on another incredible segment of A Better Chance for Youth show with your host, Monique Robinson.
Hello, guys. How are you doing? It has been a wonderful holiday break. Now, today, got on my Wilberforce hockey jersey. We don't have a hockey team, but I just thought it was kind of cool. Shout out to the people that sent me this. But so it's a hockey jersey, and of course, my name is on the back. So this week has been amazing. Catching up with friends, catching up with some old scholars, even catching up with scholars that weren't mine. But today is a very special day here at A Better Chance television show because, I know I almost fell out the chair, because we have on our show today, I know her as KK, really honestly just learned her real name, probably because all I've known her as is KK. And she is one of the most amazing scholars that I have met on this journey of doing the send-offs every year and helping young people get into HBCUs. However, KK is actually, she's in San Antonio. So let me just bring her on, and she's going to tell you her real name because I will probably butcher it. Hey, lady, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good, Miss Mom. How about yourself?
Girl, I said, you know what? I never really learned her real name.
Well, I'm Kayleigh Irving, everybody. I'm currently a first-year freshman attending the illustrious Prairie View A&M. I'm a class of 2025, and I'm currently majoring in criminal justice as of right now.
Woo! So you class of 28 or 25?
Oh, I said 25. I meant 2028. I'm sorry. But hopefully hoping for a future earlier graduation, taking some summer semesters and little things like that. So we shall see on that graduation, to be honest.
Wow. Okay. Look at you, always been about business. Like, I met you. I remember meeting you when my good friend Dr. Cross opened up her restaurant. And I was like, God, is she not here? She not here. I'm not going to order nothing. Because you was like one of the sweetest waitresses back then. And I was like, God, so now to see you fully grown in school and doing good, it's like, I'm so proud of you. Now, you got to catch me up. Like, how is school going?
Overall, for my first year, so I always like to tell people I took some summer classes to get myself just adjusted because I'm not good with change at all, and I know that. So just me knowing myself, I took some summer classes in my school at Prairie View. They call it Summer Bridge, and basically you can go and just like get a head start, pretty much take 2 classes before you actually integrate onto the main campus and do everything like that. And it was a 5-week course, I'm pretty sure, that we did from July 7th to August, and we just pretty much got adapted, got acclimated to campus, and just learned everything that like Prairie View had, traditions, school rules, just all of those different things to help me get adapted to what college life would actually be about. So when it was finally time for school to start, it was a lot easier for me to adjust and get, acclimated to what my new schedule was like, that 5 block, the switching alternative days. That really threw me for a loop, to be honest, going to college and remembering what class I'm supposed to take on this day, and remembering like if we didn't have class Monday, the world keeps spinning, the day keeps going, and that I have a different class to be at on Tuesday, things like that. So overall, for me, I like to tell people it was very exciting. It was very fun, and I learned a lot. I connected with a lot of people. I feel like, especially at Prairie View, I feel like it's a great place to network and connect and meet new people. All the time I was meeting new people. My mentors throughout the summer, shout out to them because they introduced us to a lot of new people and a lot of superiors on campus who I shouldn't even say superiors, but like heads on campus who if they see you, they're going to recognize you and they're going to help you get to where you want to go, things like that. So people just to help you, put you in a good place, in a better position than you are now. And so that's what I'll say. I learned a lot. It was very overwhelming at times, I will, to say the least, and very humbling for sure. Going to college and learning academic validation is a big thing for me. And so going from a straight A's 4.0 GPA student to high school, from high school to college, it was crazy. And luckily I still have that 4.0 now from the summer and things like that. And coming out my first semester with all A's and a few B's. So I was able to, wrap up that GPA and still hold my academic validation to where it's always been. But overall, it was just a very enlightening experience. And that first semester really opened my eyes and my mind to what little the world has to offer just from, pursuing a college education.
Wow. So you were good and busy that first quarter.
For sure, for sure.
Oh wow, that is so amazing. Now, how did you get to Prairie View? Because I remember asking you about school at the restaurant, and you was like, HBCU. I was like, girl, you don't know. So how did you get to Prairie View?
So for me, I'm a third generation college student, so I'm not the first around the block to do this in the family, and definitely I'm not the last. There's one more after me, but for me, I knew when it was time to go to college, HBCUs was always the first thing in my mind. It was the only thing in my mind, to be honest. My mother went to a HBCU. My older sister went to a HBCU and currently still attends one now. And so for me, it was just all of a matter about finding which HBCU fit me. And of course, there's the stipulations and the stereotypes and HBCU this and HBCU that. But what it really boiled down to me is I just wanted to be around the people who understand what it took to be where we are today, just to be in that community. And once you really immerse yourself in the HBCU community, you really understand, well, I really understood why I wanted to be there. For me, in a sense, it's really all about the community and the atmosphere you're putting yourself in, especially leaving from home, going to your first place all alone most of the time. That was big and important to me. So on my list, I had top 5. They were all HBCUs. Some were Prairie View was the only one in Texas. Clark Atlanta was my number 1, and I think Howard was my number 5, and I had FAMU and a few others on the list. Prairie View was not my first choice, though. I always have to tell people that it was not my first choice, but for my circumstances, it was the closest place. It was the closest place to home where I could get without going too far, but it was just far enough. I had recently just had a son ending my senior year in high school. I had recently just had a son, so I wrapped up my senior year of high school with the little baby. And really, that was the main thing on my mind when it was time to go to college. When I first started thinking about college, of course, he wasn't something that had to be a thought of. But when life changed and things happened, obviously I had more priorities and more responsibilities to think of. And blessedly, I love my son, and he's my motivation for everything. And he really guided me to do everything I'm doing today. And the reason I could sit here and speak all these facts and important information to y'all today is because of him. And he's really just poured so much into me, so much lessons and so many God-given things. I could just never be more grateful for him. But really, that ultimately is what led me to Prairie View, so I could go get away from home without being too far away from him, to be honest. That's really what it all boils down to.
Oh, wow. So that has to be a challenge. And thank you for being really transparent, because there are some people that have kids that are your age, and they do have that fear of wanting to go to school. What would you tell them? Like, if you could just tell them anything on how to maintain chasing your dreams, but still having a child.
The first thing I will say is it's never going to be as easy as people make it look. Never, ever, 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 ever. We can post pictures all day and we can share on the internet how cute and sweet our kids are, but it's never going to be as easy as we make it look. And the only thing I could say, because I'm still figuring out myself, is just keep going and try your best. Keep going, doing what you're doing and being the best person you are and the best mother and the parent you can be. Because just like that kid didn't ask to be here, you didn't ask to be a parent either. So we're all figuring it out together, and we're all trying to do it on our own. And at the end of the day, we're kids trying to raise the kids. So we're trying to do the best we can to better ourselves, while also, laying that good foundation for them to have a good future in their life. So one thing that always poured into me, and I just want to pour out to any time I hear about young moms, is you're doing a good job already. You being here today and still being able to even think about wanting to go to school or having that internal battle right there, that's making you the better mom you are today, and in the future it's going to make you a better mom. Just keep doing what you're doing, put one foot in front of the other, and remember that your son, your daughter is going to love you regardless, as long as you're putting your best foot forward.
I love that. I mean that's really powerful to say. So if you are a teen mom, you can still go to school. There are options available. I mean, KK is probably still on honor roll. Doing her, she's still on the dean's list and still make it happen. It's only one thing that she kind of like broke my heart that she don't do no more. But you know, we're not gonna talk about that today. I'm gonna keep the day off. But we got to take a quick commercial break, and after the commercial break, I'll bring back my good friend KK. She gonna tell us some more about her first semester because it's like unreal. You know, she went from high school to college so quick. I'm like a blink of an eye. Right after this.
Are you interested in attending an historically black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert Mason. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
Welcome back. I'm sitting here with Miss KK. She told you her real name. I told you I met her as KK. I don't know nothing else. But she is one of the best scholars that I have come across. Like, she's holding it down. She's a mom, she's a student, and she's something else you listed. Now, what organizations are you in on campus? Because I seen some. I was like, she didn't tell me this.
Ooh, what am I in I think currently right now I'm just in the Criminal Justice Club and then Student Government Association. I think those are the main two organizations that because I try not to overload myself because I know I'm good to do that. So I try to join organizations, at least for my freshman year, that I'm passionate about. So I joined the Criminal Justice Club for my major, of course, and then they tell us to join an organization for your major, your passion, and then your belief or something like that, or just for like your fun. So I joined the Criminal Justice Club for my major, and then Student Government Association. That's just a little bit of my passion, little things like that. It's kind of where Student Government Association is obviously the government of the school, politics and stuff like that. So they deal with like code of conduct and parking appeals, all things of like that. The politics of the school they handle pretty much. And so I'm in like the mentee organization part. It's called Panther Aids, and pretty much we shadow like people who are already members in SGA, like there's like the judicial, right? I'm a mentee of the Chief Justice pretty much, and that's under the judicial branch. And so there's obviously the executive, the judicial, and the legislative branch, and there's Panther Aids for all of those and positions for all of those. So just like the real government is the school government and stuff like that. And so wow. I'm the Panther Aid committee chair of the judicial branch, if that makes sense. Because my mentor is the Chief Justice, who was actually my mentor for the summertime. So that's why I just say the networking, but she was my mentor for the summertime. So she was already the Chief Justice, which is an appointed position. So me and my Panther Aid partner, I call him my business partner because that's really what he is. Me and him were both picked for Panther Aid for the Chief Justice. And then she appointed us as the Panther Aid committee chair of the judicial branch, which just means we're like, in judicial meetings, we'll like take attendance and things like that. When other Panther Aids have concerns with their mentors, they would come to us because we're the Panther Aid chairs and things like that. So just a little a little responsibility role because of who we already are in the organization.
Wow, look at you! You already making waves. Now, don't forget to document your work.
Yes,
Now,
for sure.
that build, stuff on that resume. I'm just saying, you know. Now, what is it like if you could ask alum for support? Because I know, I mean, school is school. I mean, school is school. It's always some type of finance. There's always some type of need that's involved. If you could ask alum for support, whether it's an internship, whether it's scholarships they may have, or whether it's just a mentor that's in the field that you plan to go on, what would you exactly ask them for?
One thing I will say is Prairie View is good for connecting with alumni because most of the time somebody's grandpa, uncle, brother, sister, aunt, somebody in the family went to Prairie View, or your friend down the hall who knows has an alumni in the family, things like that. So I would say that for sure. But one thing I would ask for sure is there's scholarships out there that alumni do give back for students and things like that, depending, and there's also scholarships like depending on what class you're in, the alumni give back. But one thing I would say mostly is like contacting, how do we connect with y'all more on a basis to where both of us can understand it and are compatible with it, I should say. I feel like the disconnect that comes with alumni and students looking out for that connection, that networking, is the part of interaction. Like, not only like there, I know multiple students who go out their room all the time, and even during homecoming, who said they didn't see one alumni or they didn't talk to one alumni. And I think that's where the disconnect comes from, is just that interaction of who do we talk to, and where do we talk, or where do we send this information to, or who is giving us this information, or what exactly alumni is talking to us, or what alumni is actually looking to help and network. So I think that's what I would ask is, how can we as students do a better job of getting in contact and reaching out with y'all for the things that we need? That's what I would say.
Wow. Now, you always have to set the bar high. I've asked that question like numerous times this week, and no one has hit it from that angle. So I do know several of the Prairie View alum here. So if you're watching, if that's on replay, if you're watching it on any of the HBCU platforms, even if it's in the newsletter, we have a scholar that is looking for assistance. You want to network. Now, what is your ultimate goal like in your major? What do you plan to do with your degrees?
Ultimately, I've said that I want to be a women and juvenile minorities, women and juveniles advocate lawyer, and I want to like hone in my focus on protecting the people who don't get protected the most by the government, and so minorities and juveniles and females, of course. And so I'm kind of leaning on the verge of, I know for sure I'm going to end up having to go to law school. I think no matter what I decide to do, I think that's going to have to end up being my route. But I just know I just want to fight the better fight for sure, and protect those people who need a voice out there for sure. And, just do something that they're not seeing people of our color doing for sure. So that's what I want to do. I know eventually I want to get my PhD. I might take a little time off of school before I do that, though, but that's going to be the ultimate goal when it comes to school and things like that for me, just because of who I am when it comes like student wise and things like that. For me personally, that academic validation, I don't think it'll ever end until I get that PhD. So that's where I'm at right now.
That's so true. Like, I'm here for it. I say go until because when you feel like you know everything, you really don't know nothing. So
right.
I like to learn stuff every day. I mean, even now I was contemplating on going to be an educational lawyer. I know that's weird, but like, hey, you already got your doctorate. I just, you get so used to that rhythm of going to school. It's like, might as well.
Right.
Might as well go back. But have you thought about like an internship? Have you reached out to anybody for that?
I actually have, and that's why I love my school because they have so many opportunities for internships and different things like that. My main focus is just finding internships that more hone in on like what I want to do future wise and like career wise and stuff like that. So I recently went on a trip that the school hosted to the FBI
Wow.
the FBI and the Houston division and things like that. And they took us on a day pretty much like I almost want to say like a day in the life of the FBI, and they let us know about their scholarship opportunities they have actually in the FBI, where a lot of kids who have like come into the summer scholarship internship opportunity, they ended up, getting a full-time
Working.
position at the FBI and things like that. And I learned a lot more about the FBI than I actually had already known. And of course, me being a criminal justice major, it kind of had already lined up with my field and stuff like that. So it had my mind, it turned on a light bulb in my mind. It had me definitely thinking about things like that. So I know that's an internship I'm going to definitely apply for this upcoming February and things like that. And of course, just looking around for more stuff that's like maybe something in a law office or something that's more up my criminal justice alley.
Well, okay, Miss KK, you just always been about business since I've known you. Like, guys, this is like a young person that has always been on the ball. Like, I don't know, I can't make this up about her. Like, she's on the ball. Now, you have a double major, or is just one?
It's just criminal justice right now, but I'm gonna eventually add a minor in juvenile justice, I'm pretty sure, or I think they're trying to get rid of the juvenile justice and change it to something else, but I know I'm going to eventually have to add a minor.
Okay. That seemed like that's pretty cool. So after this commercial break, I got a couple more questions to ask you, but guys, again, if you are alum of PV, I know y'all usually say but I didn't give it to y'all today. Please reach out to Miss KK, and she's gonna give you that information right after this.
HBCUs shine in Dubai. Join the HBCU Alumni Takeover 2025 for 9 luxurious nights with flights included. Experience Dubai's finest with a lavish welcome reception, city takeovers, desert excursions, and yacht adventures. Secure your spot for only $250. Don't miss out. Join the takeover now. Visit our website for more information.
Welcome back. So those that are interested, I think there are like 20 slots left. If you're interested in going to Dubai, or if you're interested in supporting, me as a birthday gift, because my birthday is the first. Y'all know I celebrate the whole month of May. So yeah, either way, that's what we're doing this year. So because we're going to Dubai the end of the month, we moved to the sneaker ball of the community awards. So also nominations are open now. If you see a scholar that has been on our network or a scholar that you just know, we got one right here that, I wouldn't have a problem nominating because like she's doing it. She's on SGA, she's involved. And this is her first year. Now, did you do homecoming this year?
I did a little bit, but not that much. Not that much. I did a little bit.
You like just this much?
Yeah, it was a lot more than I expected. But I told myself next year I'm gonna really try to get out there and go see what set my homecoming out or whatever it might be. But I did not set my homecoming out this year. It was just a lot more than I anticipated. I went out more towards the end of homecoming though, for sure. But everybody was getting sick after the fact, and it was just so bad and so much dust. So I kind of don't regret it either. So I'm okay.
Well, that's fair. I mean, you got to experience at least like one homecoming. And I don't know if Prairie View does stuff in the spring, but at Wilberforce we had Central State across the street that would have their homecoming. We would have our homecoming, and then they would do something like May weekend, and then we would do Don Dance. So do y'all do something in the spring too?
Yeah, we have a Spring Fest. Now, nobody really knows much about it, and neither do I. I just know it's called Spring Fest, but it's basically like homecoming in the spring. It's like for a week or something like that. So everybody says, honestly, that like that's usually more like hype than homecoming. So I told myself I'm gonna really try to get out there during Spring Fest and see what it's about, because I feel like I could have definitely got out of my room more, but also like I don't know. I was just
You was focused. There's
yeah,
nothing
I
wrong with
just
being focused. Don't you got what 3 more years to go to a
right.
homecoming, and then once you graduate, then you like go for it.
Exactly.
You taking care of business. That's what I would say. Now, what advice would you give a current high school senior? Because right now, I deal with seniors every year, and this is their most like the time where most of my seniors are like, am I getting accepted? Am I getting scholarships? What advice would you give someone headed to college?
My advice would be, first off, when it comes to applying to colleges, apply where you want and apply where you want to go and apply to where you actually want to get into, because not everybody is blessed with waiving application fees, and those things can get expensive and they can get costly. And yes, it does look so cool to have that picture with all those 50 schools you applied to and got accepted into, but at the end of the day, you're only going to be able to choose one. You're only going to go to one. So don't center your mind around applying to so many schools that you lose your mind on where you really want to go and where you really want to be. And I would also say, don't stress yourself out over a major. That needs to be like the last thing you stress yourself out on, because me personally, as y'all know, like we said multiple times, this is only my first my first semester, and I've changed my major 3 times already. And I kid y'all not. Like, I've changed it more than once and more than twice. I've already changed it, and I said this is the last time I'm changing it, but who knows? I can change it again because of where I am, and I have that time. So don't stress out over a major. It'll come to you. What you want to do will come to you. The next thing I would say is, take it easy, for real. It's gonna be a big adjustment going from high school to college. You might think you got it and you know it and you're ready to be away from mommy and daddy and you can do whatever you want, but take it easy, for real. College will chew you up and spit you out if you let it, especially depending on where you go. I like to say, like, the environment you're raised in, the environment you're in, you become a product of that environment no matter what. If you're in an environment for a certain amount of time, you're going to adapt to what's around you and you're going to start acting a certain way. So I would just say, take it easy and don't lose yourself. A lot of people go to college and not even lose yourself physically, but just saying lose yourself academically. When you go lose yourself emotionally and mentally, you go and you start drowning because you want to make it look like you got it all and you're making it happen, you're making it work. And I promise you, 95% of people in college don't have it all together. So don't feel the need to make it look like you've got it all together and you're just doing it all right and you just have the perfect life, because I promise you, it's not like that. The real world is not like that. So just take it easy and take it one step at a time and stay true to yourself, for sure. Those are the biggest things I would say. College is a humbling experience, and it brings out the true colors of people. So when you decide to go to a college, you decide to go somewhere, stay true to yourself and always remember that the person next door to you, you don't know them from a can of paint. They don't know you from a can of paint. So just like you're figuring out who they are, they're figuring out who you are. And it just, every day comes with new things. And so it's all about, taking things one day at a time and going and being steady and sure about what you're doing, because one small mistake could ruin it all for you, especially in college. I feel like people don't realize things are real. It's not high school. You can have a little mistake and mess up in high school. They might brush it under the rug. But college it's the adult world, and adults handle consequences in that world. And there's only adult consequences in that world. So I would just say, know what you're getting into. Take it one day at a time. Stay true to yourself, and just overall really, barrel down and really understand what you're about to and the next journey you're about to embark on your life.
Wow. Girl, you've been here before. You got too much wisdom to be that young. I'm just playing. That's a blessing. It's a blessing. I'm sitting there like, wow, that's so true. I mean, because I tell young people everything you said, I have told young people all the time. And they're like, Miss Mo, it ain't like that no more. I even had one tell me, well, they don't do the things that I'm like, look, ain't nothing too much new under the sun. I would not lie to anybody I ever have mentored, ever talked to, or anything. I did not like school until I got to college. I didn't. And then when I got to college, I didn't miss anything that happened on either campus. But I knew why I was there. And that's important that that important thing that you know. You like, I'm here to take care of business. That's all I'm here for.
Right.
And I like that. And I'm proud of you, you know. Now, KK actually was at our send-off. I think you won a prize and
I think I did, yes.
Your table was lit. Yeah, that Prairie View table lit. So are you gonna come to the send-off this year? Because I'm quite sure we're gonna have a new person coming to Prairie View. I'm quite sure. Yes. It's not till June 28th this year. But you know, we do the send-off every year, and we try to give y'all what we can was donated, and then also try to celebrate y'all, you know, because we in the world that they don't really like to celebrate our youth in ways that I feel they should. I can't speak for everybody else. So thank you for coming today. I truly appreciate you giving me time off your break, because you probably like, I don't want to talk about school. I'm on break. When you go back?
I think the first day we're allowed back on campus is the 13th, but I think our official first day is the 21st.
Oh, Lord, that is, I don't know. I think I like, if I can reflect back, I like going back in January, because it's like, I've been home. I'm ready to go back to school.
I don't know. My birthday is on the 25th, so I'm kind of just like, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. But
January
it's a
25th.
busy month. Yes, ma'am. It's a busy month for me, so we'll fit it all in.
Oh, Lord. Now, if alum, we didn't talk about this earlier. If alum wanted to send you like an email or something to reach out to you, because she need help. She done said it. And, you know, I feel like she challenged all Prairie View alum in this field, because she's saying she want to build relationships with alum so her future is secure. So how can alum reach out to you?
My school email is very simple. It's K Irving. It's going to be K Irving, IRVING on the screen, and then 6 at pvamu.edu. Okay.
So now, have you been to Mr. Sinclair? Because that's one of my good friends. Well, he's like a god brother. He works there. He probably recruited you to go there.
I need to go. I can't. If he's the military man, I think so. But if he's not, then I need to go stop by his office, because I left campus early when it was time to get up out of there, because I was ready to go home to my baby. So I do need to make my rounds in his office again for sure. But I've been meeting a lot more people, like in the offices, and the people who email us a lot more, just to put names to faces and stuff like that. So I would definitely get around to it though, for sure.
Wow, look at you. I'm so proud of you, girl. You handling business. I can't wait to these years gonna go by so fast. Like last year we had several of our scholars from our first send-off graduate from college, and I was like, wow, that time went fast. But also we had some of our first students that was in the Better Chance program graduated too. So I'm just counting down for you. Like, you know, I can't say I'm gonna come because people might be jealous, because I never make it to anybody's graduation physically, although I do watch the stream. So if I tell you I'm coming, you're gonna have some people mad at you. So we just gonna act like the stream yours, but you and I know. So it has been fun, but we totally got to run. We have enjoyed my good friend. She's my good friend KK. That is just, you know, beyond amazing. I'm extremely proud of you. She's one of our own San Antonio, but she's at PV. So if you are in the San Antonio alumni chapter of PV, or if you are someone that is in the field, please reach out to us. Either you reach out to us at A Better Chance, or share the video to someone who can, and we'll catch you next week. We have some amazing young people that have been checking in with me. So till next time, talk with you all later.
For inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ, look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Tune in to A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network, the television show dedicated to highlighting incredible students on their quest to change the world. Join us every week as we uplift the youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. Catch A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network. Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson, the television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless from your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson.